tell us a little bit about you've referenced and alluded to it, just your business before the pandemic, and you said you were
Yeah,
all things to all people. Kind of just to describe a little bit of what the operation looked like, how big you
yeah,
were, how many projects you were running, what
sure.
profit margins were like, all that kind of stuff.
So, before pre-pandemic, we were, or BC, before COVID, um, and AD is after discovery of a new business model. Um, so in 2018, as an example, we did business with 381 customers that year. 60% of my business was what we called labor only jobs, which averaged about $2,800 per job. The rest we were doing rental builds for a mix of exhibit house partners and still some brand side exhibitors. But we were so conscious to never encroach on our partners' clientele. We actually kept a separate database, which was a couple of 100,000 uh, deep. And if we ever did an I&D labor job for a company for, you know, Flex Systems, if Flex Systems ever called us directly, we would say, back away. We can't work with you. Even if that partner never worked for Flex Systems anymore, we just, it's just what we did to feel like we weren't betraying our customers. So what we found was the end user exhibitors that were finding us were the downstream customers, the orphaned exhibitors that didn't have any professional help with their trade show exhibit program. And by the way, these are the discount your way to victory customers, the leave you for $100 cheaper customers, the shop you every year customers, even if you did a great job. It was miserable. But we were chasing revenue for the sake of revenue because we thought revenue was the answer to Shangri-La, to getting to where we wanted to be. So that revenue monkey would climb as high up in the tree and we would keep climbing and building infrastructure, ladders, steps, this to try and keep up with them. And so fixed costs were going up. By the way, I'm teeing up for my wonderful experience in the death spiral, guys, because that was a really interesting time. But so my point is, my brother Dan and I, who's an executive with my company, we went around the country into all the major markets where we had partners, and the Griffin brothers came in, and we brought in Panera catered breakfast, and we brought in catered lunches, and we said, "Here's who we are moving forward, and here's who we're not." And I remember we were in the Philly area, Philadelphia, area, and we walked in, and we were with 10 project managers and account managers having our Panera breakfast, and we were saying this to this company. We said, "Just so you know, guys, we no longer are going to be doing this. This is what our focus is going to be." And the head of project management, in the middle of a bite of a blueberry muffin, she goes, Are you breaking up with us? Are these breakup muffins?" And we said, "We're not breaking up, but we're just clarifying." And so here's my point. From 381 customers, the next year, we dropped to 171 customers we did business with. Cut them in half, more than half. Our revenue grew in 2019, 15%. No big deal. Everybody grew in 2019. Our profits, our earnings climbed 400%. Martin, last year in 2022, we were we were the most profitable we've ever been. We did business with 45 customers. And I'm not saying shrink your way to success, guys, but you know what the change was? We started choosing better customers. We did this because we wanted the joy back in our lives. We were burning ourselves out, our employees out with these, with chasing every type of revenue, and by the way, when we did that, we'd find 20 projects in the shop in one of our locations, but then one of our best customers would call and we didn't have the capacity to take on their project. So we said, "I want the joy back in my life. Let's say no thank you. Let's define what that is. Let's create a system for the kind of work we want and the kind of people we want to work with." And so moving to that, I can't tell you how happy I am And again, I know you guys get it because you remind me of it. Profit's not a dirty word. I'm not gouging people if we're making money. We charge a fair price. We deliver exceptional service and offerings. And, um, I'll say no right now to more work than I'm saying yes to make sure I'm leaving capacity for those 45 partners that really are all in on us. So I'm all in with them. So that's kind of been the morphing and the evolution of who we've become.
That is such a tipping point. I'll send you a quote I've got, and I can't remember. Future Proof Your Business. I can't remember the author's name, but he made a decision, and I've got it highlighted and got a picture on my phone. And he said he made a list, and he sat down and wrote an email, and 60% of them said, "We're no longer operating in this space. We'll help you." He said, "I clicked send on New Year's Eve, and poof, 60% of his customers were gone."
Which is
And
really
since
unnerving.
Then, tenfold net. Yeah. Well, and what the real lesson here is at some point, you reach a point that I'm not chasing the discount. I mean, you're not going to be chasing that discount customer that's going to shop you for $100 and slow pay you or no pay you, or you're going to complain. You finally decide, I've had it. I'm going to do this to make money. On your website, you talk at one point in there that one of your goals is to have fun.
Absolutely.
Well, profit's not a sin, and neither is having fun.
By the way, profits are fun.
Making profit
Profit's
is fun.
Martin.
Yeah, it really is. All the stress, lots of clients have past and present, that just this weight on your shoulders. If you're highly profitable, the same weight doesn't weigh anything.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, but you can also afford solutions, bringing the right people, things like that. But that's gold.
Yeah.